Tuesday's edition of Showbiz Agenda ongoing, and it is time for us to do the real Showbiz talk. The song at the background coming from Fantana, and she will say, "I need that." Now, when you say Fantana, she will say a menstrual pad. Okay, so finally, Fantana and her team responded to the videos and the photos on social media out of the performances over the weekend. One from Bradford's Back to Taifa concert, and again the one at the Fantasy Dome where Shatawale and his charges also gave us the Rain concert. The song at the background, DJ Sticker, it is called So What, yeah? Now let's read this one briefly, and the episode is the episode. I have this tweet I'll read for you even before you start talking. It is coming from my friend Kojo Chum, who has named his son after me. Hey, Charlie Mintosh, can't come out to Arnold. My biosave baby be command me pacho. Now he says, Sammy, please tell episode to tell us the truth so that we would know how to fire the police for their actions. Fire. Police. Okay. Now the press release is here. It was signed by Fantana, and Fantana is managed by a team called Blown. I didn't know this until this press release. Blown GH. I see. So what? She's under the label of Rough Town and managed by Blown GH. Yeah. Serious though.
Rough Blown.
But what's that?
Rough Blown.
I'll come Obama.
Yeah.
Okay, Rough Blown. Now this is the statement, ladies and gentlemen. I still have my men here: Kobe Che, Arnold Mensah, Levanyo, Ben K, and Chief Charles. And episode, the superstar has joined us. Now earlier on this year, I read an article about the persistent harmful socio-cultural norms, stigma, and misconception around menstruation, which lead to the discrimination of women and girls in some parts of the world. In some places, menstruating women continue to be viewed as contaminated, impure, and are often restricted from engaging in certain activities, according to research by experts. The United Nations report released on 5th March 2019 quotes, "The stigma generated by stereotypes around menstruation have severe impact on all aspects of women and girls' human rights. Despite a lot of awareness going on and efforts by the UNDP to end this discrimination and abuse against young girls and women, I was surprised to see some bloggers and a section of the media highlight and body shame me because I refused to let my menses stop me from performing when I felt it coming 30 minutes before I went on stage last Saturday at the Fantasy Dome. Regardless of my costume being transparent, my only option was to put on a sanitary pad and still go ahead to perform. I am a woman and I'm not ashamed of menstruating. I want to urge every woman to resist being discriminated against because of menstruation. I hope some people read wide and learn about menstrual health to stop the stereotype against young girls and women. Yes, my menses appeared 30 minutes to my performance and I had to put on a sanitary pad and still go on stage. Menstruation is not a shame, and I urge all young women to take a cue from my actions and not to let it stop them from doing anything they want to do." Signed by Fantana of Blown. Arnold, are you convinced? Straight question.
I don't get it.
You don't get it? Is it because you can't cook?
Sammy Flex, you rock.
Arnold, once again, are you convinced?
Frankly speaking, I don't know what to really do with a press statement. I don't know if frankly speaking,
Are you saying it doesn't make sense or wisdom to you? Is that what you want to say?
I think it's needless.
This statement is needless.
Yes, I think it's needless.
Support why it is needless.
I think it's needless. If truly you agree and accept the fact that menstruation is part of daily routine or monthly routine of a woman, I don't see why you should come out to want to defend it and rationalize it. Abba, you couldn't have stopped it in any way. Well, the bad girls have a way of stopping it, but you couldn't have stopped it in any way. Abba, and you did what you had to do as a young lady. Fix sanitary pad. It's not the people who saw it. It's not their fault that they saw it.
Even let me ask a question according to this statement. Is anybody body shaming her for wearing a sanitary pad? I'm not sure we are body shaming her. What the problem is here is that we are rather looking at how she exposed it. Now, if any of the ladies who work at Xylophone FM comes to work and they are wearing a sanitary pad, how would we know?
We wouldn't know because we wouldn't see.
We wouldn't know.
We wouldn't know.
And as a lady of her caliber like Fantana, not to hate on her, I'm not sure she will move with just one costume in her car. Because she tells us she's rich. She has money.
And she has pad with her. So it means she had prepared for the coming.
She knew the date.
She knew the date and perhaps didn't know the time, or she knew it was going to come around this time. You know, because most of them, when it's getting to that time, they always work with the apparatus. They either work with a pad, extra panty, or anything, so that in case of any eventuality, they could quickly change. And going to a stage, that night, I think she was at Taifa.
Yes.
Was it the same costume she used for rain?
I hear it is the same.
Good. Let's assume she had extra costume or didn't have extra costume. Once you pick a pad, usually you will pick a panty that can sustain or contain it.
Oh,
if you are not doing tampon.
These days, the stubborn girls, they still wear their jean string with the
jean
pads.
string with pad.
I mean, the pads.
Then you cause your own trouble.
The pads are now modernized.
And some look like a line. I've never seen a line looking pad.
It might not look like a line, but you can still use your jean string and it will fit well.
A pad with jean string?
Yes.
Sammy, the wings are wide.
If you don't want to wear the big one, grandma will treat you, my friend. No.
Which one?
The big panty.
Grandma, dear, no. The one that.
Yeah, it gives you Ghana map at the back.
No, so she would definitely have. Once you pick a pad, you know you could be having it. So you pick a pant to correspond or to tally with the kind of pad you use. Granted, you didn't do any of those. You still wore it with your G string or semi G string. How did people see it? They didn't come squatting and trying to look between your legs to find it. In fact, they didn't have to find it or look for it. You exposed it. You kept squatting. You know you have your menses just 10 minutes. Now, if you have your menses 30 minutes before time, it means you could be bleeding heavy. The first day, it probably is going to be heavy. And once you know you are on pad and you are wearing a short dress, why would you be squatting?
Yes.
Why would you be squatting?
Yes.
You will be conscious of the fact that it could bleed.
You are not a child.
Yes, you are not a child. You've been having it for years. When you onyabofra, and she's not new to menses and whatever it comes with. So you could have protected yourself quickly. You could have either gotten trousers or something that will cover you well, but you don't expose yourself to the people. And when they begin to talk, you say they are body shaming you. What about yourself? What did you do to keep yourself? What did you do to prevent them from seeing what you wouldn't want them to see? Are you getting it? And if they even had to zoom before they see the part through the pants, then that's a problem. But they didn't have to zoom. The part was hanging. Now I can't we film.
Inti Arnold, we mami kanetwi. Inti atare nso anehye no. Sa short dress no. Okoya okoto ye. Okaso mehu den.
Nesre. Okaso mehu nesre. But ni re fi say extra way abeka ho.
Extra wings.
You see, this first statement is only going to make people enter and talk about it and re-mention it and mention it. Twice. I even was advocating for liner. I didn't know it was a pad. Yesterday I said it was a panty liner because it looked very thin and flat. It looked then it's a special part. I don't think it's any of these Ghanaian parts.
I even want to ask her which one she was wearing.
Yes, because it's not a pufu type.
Which one is the pufu type?
Usually parts are pufu. Liners are flat.
No, I know. Then maybe your girl is buying the old model.
Sammy Flex, you rock.
No, now there are new models that are very slim. New models, but they consume.
Yes, but liners are, no matter how slim they are, liners are slimmer. Liners are slimmer. Yes, no matter how slim.
So in simple words, this presser is needless for Arnold Mensah.
It's needless. It's needless.
Thank
She should
you,
have
boss.
gone for a tampon.
Thank you.
So man.
Yeah. For the first time, I want to listen to episode's comment on this. Yeah, before we even come to his issue.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so greetings, everybody listening. Very good bad boy in the building. But truth be told, I don't know who the artist is. I had to find out yesterday when I was listening to you.
Hey.
Yeah.
Baby, are free? I don't know.
Oh, no, I'm
You don't know Fantana?
I don't know her. When you were playing the song, I even asked you whose song was this. Because I thought it was one of Ebony's songs because it sounded like a younger Ebony, like a weaker Ebony. But then I had to find out who the person is, and I think I've met her once, but I didn't know.
Please, can your mic come up a little bit?
I didn't know who the person was.
Yeah, good.
So
all this, I didn't know about Fantana.
No.
The noise, the cooking, and blah blah blah. You haven't seen a new fine girl in the system.
Some of us, I'm not too much into that kind of sector. I actually spend time building my craft more, and you'll be amazed. I hardly even listen to dancehall songs when I'm home. You get me? Because I feel like that one is already around me. I need to actually learn more to widen the scope as an artist. So I don't really pay attention to some of these things.
No, okay. So now you know her.
Yeah, I know her.
Okay. Now the act.
I didn't even know. Her song is a dancehall song, eh?
I think so.
Wow. What?
I mean that.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean.
But what I have to say is listening to this from yesterday to today, I think it's a lame thing to do. One, because I think it was all planned. That's where I'll take it from.
Showbiz.
Yes, that's looking at the kind of girl she is. Because I even had to go even check some of her previous stuff, and based on what Arnold said, I think it's wise enough. She came on stage with dancers, right?
Exactly.
So if you know that this had happened, it's quite simple to say, Charlie, swap. Give me one of your
leggings or something.
You get what I mean? Just to cover up, because they were behind and you were actually in
front girl. Yeah,
you get what I mean. So, and just like she played 2 shows on the night. No disrespect to her and the team, though.
Not at all.
She played 2 shows on the night. So I think it would have been best if, just like you're saying, she's rich from the first show. If that even happened, pass by some boutique, grab something, and then take it to the next show. You get what I mean? So yeah, that's what I feel. Okay,
so if we find it as showbiz, then we are not going to judge her in any way. You're like, let it go. It is part of the business.
But Brass, I think that some of these things actually also don't paint a good picture when it comes to us, because then we end up encouraging bad stuff. Let me put it, encouraging waste rather than focusing on the talents. You get what I mean? Because then Nigeria, other countries are feeding the world with good stuff. Amazing concerts. We need to actually celebrate Wale the whole of the week to next month and then the rest, because it was hard enough. It was, I think, Wizkid also had a concert that day, and it was trending all over. But yet still, we need to celebrate ours. So why would some of these news actually headline when we have to celebrate the main cause of what
happening?
You get what I mean? So to me, I think it's high time we actually pay attention to some of these things. We actually waste time giving all hype to some of these things. Than there are so many artists out there who would even need this little time to actually, express their talent and then let them get ahead. So yeah, big up Fantana same way.
All right, thank you so much. Now you've heard the opinion on episode, and I like it. I like where he's coming from. I'm sure we'll get to him, and he will also defend his case. Yeah. Okay, now let me get your opinion, Ben K.
Sammy, in fact, when
I like your Sammy.
When I watched the video yesterday, I was in Kumasi and I was watching the video and I was like, this thing need no attention. We need not to give this issue attention. Why am I saying that? It's very unfortunate. She coming from the kind of home she claims she comes from and behaving like this is a bit for me,
a bit weird. Let me put it that way, for lack of better words. But let me take this opportunity to educate her. She's my younger sister. Moving forward, here are some of the simple and basic symptoms. Even if you don't know anything about your menstruational cycle or anything. One, if not anything at all, tender breast is automatic.
What?
Tender breast. Nufua. Kakra. You show term kakra. Tender breast. Ebenya. Bloating of fluid retention. Ebenya. Make a fancy. So betting me sure that fancy. Joint pain. It's a pie headache. And they are simple. At least in the moment I enter week now, you begin to feel this kind of simple symptom. Abdominal cramps. Lower back pain. And low energy, like the way we experience on stage. The energy was very low, as if you were just walking on the stage.
So really, she was in her menses, you think?
That's what she's saying. But I think that it's just for publicity. That's how I see it, because under no circumstance you claim you had the menses 30 minutes to time. Hey, 30 good minutes to your performance. 30 minutes, and you couldn't do anything about it than to come and show at your part. Say Beyonce never follow now. Beyonce never showed me. See, okay, I stand to be corrected, but me who obey Beyonce upon all her nakedness and everything.
In fact,
Mommy used to be able to one of our celebrities until we share one lifestyle. But baby, you are we showcase the inner perimeter of Newagon by showing us ne part. So it's very unfortunate, and the press statement in Pode. I'm being careful with my words, but I think that on throw another statement to withdraw. That I withdraw my press statement and I want to use it myself in my house, and that will be best for them, because I know with the camp she's coming from. I mean, big ups to Bullet, right?
Bullet is the record label about management.
But when it comes to all the people, recently we had issues with Wendy Shea showcasing another, inner apparatus to the full glare of the public, and then Anchebia no so the apota of Wendy Shea and Zoko showcasing that's ne breast. Also another way trend.
Did you like it?
Oh, menu and shadanjo, but once I ever shende,
I don't know anyone.
Oh. For me, it wasn't nice. I think it was no good. But,
she's my girl. You can't say that.
No. I'm not saying it wasn't nice as in Nista Channing, fine. But I paid the view need the main one. Okay, so moving forward, I want to say that she should be, in as much as she's doing entertainment, there are certain basic things she should be very careful with it.
Thank you.
Because people are looking up to her.
Yesterday, Arnold said something that I think the back view is even serious than the front view. And I just chanced on a video by Richie Flex in the Flex Nation. And I think the back view is really serious.
Yes, the back view. That's where you see the extension.
I mean that. Okay, Chief. 3 minutes. Ready? I sell the on time person same way can't. With the own time, always still bro for I on same way home.
Me share yempo.
Oh, when I mo share mo.
No, me share.
Ah, sir.
It's an ISO.
Okay. And men cash your one share back and
no, me share, but say my city say CB me akata masu NCC.
What it be? Press release is what me akan.
My press release in them and it describes the scene. I said radio cry but it me phony with our words to our listeners. It's me say I try phony be ama my imagine the ekoso. Me the I saw into me person me hempo.
Okay.
But I don't see how with that letter videos ni pay any there. You bet me excuse no. Say ebia no wonim. Accident and
wardrobe malfunction.
Wardrobe malfunction and media for omoha adwin akotwa azumi na de abeto social media. But one kasa oba offer explanation as to why and how that thing happened. Now who attempted to play the victim say somebody is not treating you well, people are body shaming you, na menstruation a normal thing now there. It is a show of her immaturity and the management no cry no. I think say they are not doing a good job at that lame excuse they are offering. How are we attempting to normalize? Are we attempting to normalize BBI saying can you DCA? I say you who were public. How are you attempting to normalize it? Who is shaming you? A wardrobe malfunction and I say BB a call wrong with the performance, and you are trying to spin the thing. Now I play victim say will be body shaming and I say BB. And twice media the way I see the thing very simple. I think she's very desperate to trend. She's very, very desperate to be a topic. She's desperate to be a subject of our discussion at the least opportunity. We they are over trendy on because the new crutch is as beautiful as you look outside, you are unkempt.
No.
Sammy?
No.
You are unkempt.
No, this is an accident.
Sammy, Miba.
It is an accident. Let's take it from that angle.
Sammy,
it is an accident. It can happen to you.
Debbie, Sammy.
Sammy,
Sammy, Miba.
Debbie, growing up, Ozipon said that.
Me can't send me.
Oh, Brad, oh, thank you.
According to her, she had a whole 30 minutes before going on stage. Costume now they call performing. Obviously, now very short and transparent. And it is a BB of the nature is here. Who stage akosana the idea until you should be able to anticipate say something could go wrong. Now what protecting who ye? If not for the fact say what person we BB near account once them to say near account. I wish I wouldn't even say anything about it.
Oh,
but
we have to say
deliberate.
She is a contributor. She's a stakeholder. She's released a statement. I was say can we are not doing anything wrong. Saying
Washada or person can once them or person or trendy.
Okay.
And the ways are or person the trend no are trending so fine because we be a can once them Okay. Next time, but better baby near Sanka. So within 6 months, you know, she'll be all over the place. The strategy, almost strategy or more use, you know.
Okay, thank you, Chief.
She has gotten a whole Sammy Flex.
Yeah.
And in palm for.
Yeah.
See, I can't want
and no dear, and no one else here can. She is a major contributor to our showbiz industry. She explains shows. She has music videos. She has records. So why are we not supposed to talk about her?
Oh no,
Enti we dey can watch me. Why they decide they assembly I can. Oh. Okay, that is just by the way. Kobe. Yampon. And then they will share last one.
Press statement, and is it from Obra for event and I say Chateau already?
Oh, Oman City, but from the performance of Koye. Say yes, assembly see Obra for a show.
But share statement, say 30 minutes before Oko stage Fantasy Dome.
Sane kai.
Yes. Minim sound for buyer, but Endra back be by. Minim so a different one there. Fantasy Dome will mean.
Yeah, okay, so let me read that line. Sure. I think you're right. Despite a lot of awareness going on and efforts by the UNDP to end this discrimination and abuse against young girls and women, I was surprised to see some bloggers and a section of the media highlight and body shame me because I refused to let my menses stop me from performing when I felt it coming 30 minutes before I went on stage last Saturday at the Fantasy Dome. Maybe she performed at the Fantasy Dome before the Taifa. Yeah, true. Maybe. If it is like this, then that's what it means.
Now, say Osha you knew about to say Raquel. Sabi, on also be ye Nakusha Kuma Emma and also
on the end one shudder.
Now we all shudder.
There be on the accident. A CMPO one team pankasa because a tornado. So.
You see, when we give room and I say whether accident and I say accident, then be here. In as much as that you think it's a publicity stunt for you or it's a planting, which I think so, it goes down to affect you as an artist, your crafts. And I mean, if you want to compare ourselves to the Nigerians and if you want to really match up to the international market when it comes to music and your career and your craft, these things shouldn't be encouraged. As a serious industry, we shouldn't be discussing this. You understand? And like episode said, 30 minutes to concert. Regardless, we are from maybe a typhoid, you had a space in between to change your costume. You had a lot of space in between that. Once you change it, now what did the same costume now perform it 2 stages now, and you come out to give us this lame. I'm sure say buy near Canana and run our maternity type be their brain, and it's a big shame. Or she thinks say, or say men says you are trying to one statement mess no kind of to say the kind of question is, were we trying to mimic like mock the fact that she was menstruating?
No,
never.
No.
But if you read the press, the contents, and or quote said, men say we shouldn't downplay. Then, this is a waste press release. You understand? I would advise Fantana. She has an amazing talent. I mean, we know how females are really.
And she's pretty too.
Yes, we know how females are really battling when it comes to. I mean, matching up with the male-dominated industry we have. Let's see how best you can push in the craft, and focus on the music career. But about stage, because for me, I think that if you really want to have longevity in the music industry, do proper records, collaborate, go far. Hey, Fantana and her management team, let's look at the bigger picture. Thank you.
Kobe Che is the boss of Kobe Che News Live. But Charlie, Wahala Day.